talk about the infamous installation of the 3-point hitch on the back of the LS MT125 TLB. These tractors come from the factory with the backhoe attached, and I think as a second thought, the 3-point hitch was put together. I don't think that they intended originally for this backhoe combination to really be removed that much, because it's a pain in the butt to install this. You have to remove one of the tires to put the main rod across here. It goes all the way across. You have to remove that main rod so that you can slide the lower arms out and these adjusters. So at this point, the only thing you can do is to remove one of the tires. And again, I do recommend that you remove the mower deck before you do this. I did not, so I ended up having to take off one of the wheels off of the mower deck to have enough room to take that tire loose. But anyway, I am just not satisfied with this at all. If you have a LS MT125 with the backhoe attachment from the factory put on, then you have probably run across the problem with the 3-point hitch not being able to take it on or off without at least removing one tire and sliding the long rod back and forth. Well, I would like to take credit for the solution that I come up with, but unfortunately they say copying is the sincerest form of flattery. Well, I copied another tractor manufacturer, and what I did is I have a little lathe, and I cut some pins here down, and you just put these normal tractor pins, clevis pins in, and there's a spacer, and then on the inside here there is a nut for the inside of this rod. Well, I had the pin come through, and then I took my lathe and I cut down this outer section to the size of this hole here, and you can see I slid this adjuster on the outside. Now this is the same way that the John Deere 1 Series does theirs. Like I said, copying them is my sincerest form of flattery. They've got it figured out. Now I can take my backhoe on and off and install my 3-point hitch in a matter of minutes. The adjustment works just the same, except it pulls out. That's the same way that the John Deere does, so I don't intend on having any problems. I have tightened this up and loosened it up, and I have raised it up and down numerous times to make sure that nothing interferes, and as to this point I can find nothing wrong. The trajectory of the arms has not changed in any way. The only thing that's really changed is the inner links that tighten the 3-point hitch from swaying back and forth. Were originally going to the center of the tractor, and now I have them going to the outside of the tractor the same way as the John Deere 1 Series does. I would really strongly urge LS Tractor to look at this fix, because it's a proven fix, and as you can see from my setup, it's going to work fine. Now some people might say, well, you need that long bar to support the weight from back and forth. Well, that's probably true if you just have the tractor without the backhoe, but I'm taking advantage of these massive at least 3/4 inch thick steel frame here that come with a backhoe, and this is exactly the same way that John Deere cope with it. And on my John Deere 1 Series, I never had any issues. Now you can see here the pull, as it pulls in like this. So this little pin here is just to hold it on. So as you're tightening it down, it's actually pulling out. But in most cases, this is not going to cause, it's not going to take a tremendous amount of abuse. These pins that I got from Tractor Supply are, it looks to be, well, they cut on the lathe, I would say they're probably grade 5. But anyway, it seems like I've got a good fix. Alright, this is my creation. This is what I've done. I've taken that pin from Tractor Supply and I cut a little bit here so the nut will come up and rest against this lip. Make it virtually almost a solid piece as they're tightened down. And then I cut this piece down so that outer ring I have will slide up on here, and that'll be the outer adjustment. So that's the piece that I need. Now I've got to drill. I've got to drill some holes bigger in my arms because I'm using some different types of pieces of 3-point hitch that I had left lying around. Okay, there's my finished product. Got the outside pins for the lower arm stabilizers. The inside pins are standard 7/8 pins. And then I took some 3-point hitch stuff that I had acquired over the years and used these turnbuckles for the outside. And basically this setup is identical to what the John Deere does, and they've had no trouble. And this piece on the backhoe here, with it being 3/4 of an inch steel, I don't anticipate any type of stress on the rear end of this tractor. Just can't see how it would bend that 3/4 inch. If it'll hold the backhoe, it'll definitely hold a 3-point hitch bar. Yesterday I did a video on a modification to my upper link so that it would work the way I want it to. I went ahead and was able to put a regular 3-point hitch pin in here, so it takes up all the slack of that new pin that I put in across here.